This morning, I had to go down to Hell on Earth, otherwise known as the DMV, to get new license plates for my car. And it got me thinking about how far I travel every week showing properties around Montana. In this video, I'm going to talk about how far I travel, where I travel, and what I do as I travel around Montana showing properties. So I have a funny story about our car in the last few months here in Montana. So the last car I had tons of miles on it because of all the driving we do, showing properties around Montana and, taking trips. So this last winter, we went down to California and actually found a car that worked perfect for us. So we ended up trading in our car down in California. Well, you know what that means. We got the dreaded California license plate. And as everybody knows, you don't get a lot of friendly waves around here if you've got California plates on your car. So for the past few months, I've been driving around driving around Montana with California plates on. But believe it or not, I guess people are getting used to it. I'm not sure, but I only got flipped off once and someone honked at me and they were irritated about something. I'm guessing the plates triggered them, but here I am as somebody that's lived here for 20 years now, over 20 years now, driving around with California plates on the car. So it's kind of an interesting experiment to see what people are experiencing when they have those plates. So in one of the recent trips I just took, I was way out in a remote area, probably one of those areas that they would really frown upon someone from California nosing around or driving around slowly through their area looking at houses. So I decided it's probably time to go get some Montana plates for my car and quit driving around with California plates. That's the reason for the DMV trip this morning. So going down to the DMV this morning, every time I've been to the DMV, and I'm sure most people on the planet have the same experience, it's the worst place in the world and you're in for a long sit. So I decided I'm gonna, get up early or get going early and get down to the DMV, long before they open. So I left an hour before they opened. I was there 35 minutes before they're open, and already there was a line, as you can see here. I I was not the only one with the idea of getting there beforehand, but it actually turned out to be not that bad. They opened at 8. I was there at 7:25. I only had to sit there for 24 minutes inside and got up and got my new plates. So now I don't have to drive around with California plates on anymore. So as I said, I do a lot of driving around Montana and I don't mind it at all. I like to drive. I would much rather drive anywhere than fly. But when I'm showing houses around Montana, obviously I'm not going to fly. But anyway, so last week I had a lot of traveling involved, and I wanted to give you a little bit of an idea of how far we actually go here. So last week, one of the trips I took was just right here around the valley, but it was 121 miles that I had to drive. So I went all the way out to Ashley Lake and then back all the way back through Kalispell, through the valley here, over to Lake Blaine, and then up the North Fork to some properties up there. So that was 121 miles. That was the shortest trip of the 3 that I did last week. The next one, if you watched my video on my other channel I just did, I went up to the West Kootenai, which is up past Eureka, over Lake Koocanusa, and then up basically to the Canadian border or very close to it. And that trip ended up being a 160-mile round trip. So the biggest trip I took last week was actually 316 miles. And part of the reason it got to be so long is because there was a fire that broke out, and so I had to take a different route, and I was trying to get down to a house in Trout Creek, and I had to go through Libby, Montana. So that added some miles to the trip. But then after Trout Creek, we went to Plains, the place I was talking about earlier, and then back up to Kalispell and back to my house in Whitefish. So that ended up being 316 miles total, which brought my travel for that week to a total of 597 miles, which again, I'm not complaining, but a lot of people wonder what it's like to be an agent here in Montana, and it just requires tons of driving. And Montana is a huge state, and it's just it's cool to see, and I enjoy it because I get to do videos about these different places, like the video I just did on the West Kootenai, and I've done videos on Libby and Troy, and the Kootenai Falls are right there, as you can see here. Just a spectacular place. So we've got it pretty good here in Western Montana. At least we're not driving 600 miles around a big city and sitting in traffic the whole time. You make pretty good time when you're driving on these, back roads, if you want to call it that. So it's not bad at all. And I get to see a lot of areas and show them to you guys and show them, on my other channel. And it's a lot of fun. So if you're wondering what it's like to be an agent here in Montana, it involves quite a bit of driving, and you're going to put quite a few miles on your car, requiring you to get a new car more often than not. Just maybe don't get it in California. So with that little handy piece of advice, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please do. I would really appreciate it. And if you've just stumbled upon this channel and don't know my other channel, it's called Living in Montana, and I would appreciate if you subscribe to that one as well. And next week on this channel, we're going to talk about my new business and how I've already built a staff of 5 people. You might be surprised at that. And you might also be surprised that all 5 of them are AI. So it's pretty cool what you can do now. And it's amazing what you can do now with AI. So if you have any interest in that and want to see how I'm running my business now with the help of AI, be sure to check that one out.
Thank you for watching our video. Please call, text, or email for more information, and don't forget to watch our other videos about Montana.